What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Team Solemn Circus live video. On the left side here, we have Volcanic Horus. This deck has been picking up a lot of steam. Having to be able to play some of those cards with the new Fire Kings, as well as being able to play the Wanted Engine as well is very nice. We saw a little bit bigger builds of like the 60 card builds, but this is just the Horus Volcanic. And on the right side here, we have Labrynth. This deck is gaining a lot of popularity as well here due to the fact that there's so much Rescue Ace representation going around. And the deck has a good matchup against Rescue Ace, so obviously we'll see playing it. But before we dive into like, comment, subscribe, we're going to be seeing the Volcanic Horus deck being able to go first here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. You're on the road to 5K here. Hoping to hit that before the end of the year. We're going to see them activate their normal summon, which we can let them activate or add a Blaze Accelerator. Then we're going to see them activate the Blaze Accelerator, which sends the actual Blaze Accelerator to the graveyard on activation from the deck, which is very cool. Not many cards that do that. Then we're going to see the effect here of the Tri-Blade, sending out the Rocket, and then Rocket will be able to dump or search for the Trap one here. This one is a Tri-Blaze Accelerator there. Then we're going to see the effect discard to put that token onto the field. And then we do destroy the token to be able to summon or to destroy the little salamander, which can then banish to also be able to dump. Probably dumping an Emperor. Looks like that's what we're going to be dumping here. And then we can actually summon himself out by banishing the Blaze Slayer that's in the graveyard. There's also cool combos with this deck here, which are going to be seeing them do. We do see a Chandelier in the hand of our opponent. They have Chandelier as well as the Lady. We're going to see them banish the Tri-Blade to dump the Shell. Shell will pay 500 to make them search for a Shell here. And they're going to be linking 2 into a copy of potentially that SP. Going for an IP here. And then we're seeing a Fire Recovery, wanting to be able to summon out those cards. And then having that potential draw as well. And we see them search here for another trap. And then we're going to be paying another 500 and searching for another Shell. Which is pretty nice. Fire Recovery, discarding a card that searches you for another copy of itself. It's essentially free. I guess it could a weird version of Upstart from your graveyard, I suppose. There are going to be some banishing all 3 to summon himself out. Then we're going to burn for 15 here and also search for a trap. This is a very good card. We will also be seeing the IP there, which can be using itself and the Rocket to go into an SP. Then we're going to see them set a card and set an additional card and pass here. And we also see the Ash Blossom in the hand there. We're going to see a Chandelier. We're going to be discarding itself as well as a Skill Drain to be able to set a Welcome. And then the Lady will be summoning herself out. They'll pay 500 for that summon. Then we draw a roll for turn. We also see a Skill Drain in the hand of the player as well. So having that double Skill Drain is very nice. We're going to see a set one here, turning into attack position there. And will we see the IP being forced? We are going to go for IP, trying to go for that SP. They're taking a second to read the SP there. And then SP twice can activate. Trying to hit that back row card that was set, which is a Terror on the Root. They're going to set an additional card. And they're going to go Battle Phase attack into the Lady there. And they're going to activate Big Welcome, get hit with an Ash Blossom there. I'm surprised they didn't want to hit that Lady there. They're going to see the Tri-Blaze sending the Shell once again, drawing a card. And then we're going to be able to search for the Shell there. We're going to chain Fire Recovery to this. And then we get to put back and then draw. Then we can see them hit with a Droll and Lockbird, which is very nice. But will it be enough? There's still so much they can do. All we have is one skill drain. They're going to be going to go battle phase. They're going to be chaining the effect there of Big Welcome to bounce. And then we get to add back. We special summon out a Fenrir there. And then we get to summon it out once again by banishing. And we do see them flip up a skill drain there, which is kind of good. But that will make them pay life points here. And we now have a Fenrir as well. Then we're going to pass turn. They're going to go battle phase, attack into the... and we see a scatter shot now being activated there. Making them pay some life points. Dumping another copy of itself. And then a copy of itself once again, making them pay 15. And destroying that lady. And we drew into another copy of Chandelier here. Everyone's least favorite. And we see the Labrynth deck scoop it up real quick, letting the Volcanic take game 1. We saw 0 of the Horus cards, but I do know that the Horus are able to summon out a big bodies, the King Sarcophagus being able to summon them back out, going into like a zombie vampire, making our opponent mill as well as us mill. And if we hit like a Volcanic card, it's very nice for us. And a lot of our cards activate in the graveyard as well. Like we saw the Emperor and the Tri-Blaze and the Scatter Shots, as well as the Shell. Lots of great graveyard cards that do rely, as well as like Fire Recovery can be a really good card in the graveyard. I was putting it back. But the burn strategies is also very interesting. We don't see that much burn. I know a lot of players are not a huge fan of burn. I think it's very cool when we end up having like a different deck like this. But diving on, we're going to be seeing in game 2, Labrynth will be choosing who's going to go first, with a copy of Ariana being normal summoned out, searching for a Big Welcome here. We will see a Nib in the hand as well, and we're going to set 4 cards here in passing, just leaving that Nib in the hand. We're going to there see a Fenrir being summoned on the first thing in the main phase. This can threaten any of the back row if they get flipped face up. If they're not relevant, Skill Drain will kind of prevent that. Being one of the best back row cards here. And then we're going to see the Fenrir being searching for another copy of itself. We see a flip up of a Gozen match. Is this maybe a bluff trying to go battle phase and beat over the Ariana, then get hit with the Gozen? We're going to see the Imseti here discarding itself, plus the Trap, another great discard, searching for the King Sarcophagus, as well as going to be letting us draw a card. We maybe draw into a backer. We did draw into a Cosmic. That's pretty nice. But, I do wonder if it is a trick here. But with the Cosmic, we will be able to banish a copy of the Skill Drain if we end up needing it. Then we're going to see the Tri-Blaze dumping the Shell, paying 500 to be able to search for a Shell once again. Just thinning our deck as much as possible here. Then we're going to see the Gold Sark and activating effect. They're going to be discarding to dump. Dumping the little green guy. I believe he's the Happy. And then Shell, pay another 500. Search for a Shell. This is so free off of the off the King Sarcophagus. Being able to use that 3 times a turn, dumping and a copy of itself to dump the other one, the secret rare of the set. Diamond Tooth, I think it is. I don't even know. But we do have that Cosmic in the hand here, so we could go battle phase Fenrir trying to attack. We're going to Cosmic right away here, going for that copy of Ravelry, or Gozen, I should say. Then we can special summon out with the Horus cards, going for a Imseti right away. Will we see another copy of something flipped up? Then we see the Diamond Mooch summon himself out, and then we're going to be summoning out a copy of Happy as well from the graveyard. These huge bodies being able to summon it from the grave for absolutely free once they're discarded. And this is not just once per turn. Well, it is once per turn, but it's only once per turn, which is very nice. As long as that Gold Sark is on the field, these guys can keep coming back, and they're quite powerful. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind outside, but it's winding quite a lot, so I do want to apologize if there is a little bit of that. The Labrynth player is going to take a second to read these Horus cards. Not a lot of players actually know what the on-field effects of them are. This is summon number 4. Maybe they're hoping for one more summon for our Nibiru. We're going to see the big welcome going to be activated here, which is going to let us summon out a copy of Lovely. I would assume Lovely is going to be bouncing back the Ariana. They looked like they were trying to summon a Kuklok there. Maybe wanting to go for that Kuklok Nib combo, but if we do that, then we just telepath that we have Nib, and we're going to see them summon out the lady here, bouncing back the Ariana to the hand. And then we're going to be thinking here, do we have another trap to activate that will stop us? We might have a D barrier maybe. Or see them go battle phase here. And the lady is pretty big. But we do have the blessing that is, at, I believe it's 36. It gains 12 for each one, and they do control 3. Therefore, it is 36. As well as Imseti being a 3000 himself. Not to mention, Fenrir can also banish it face down if they want to. We're going to see them activate a Welcome Labrynth here. And then to chain the lady to this, because we have no interruptions for it, which can let us set, most likely, probably a copy of going for a big welcome. This is not something you see every day. Maybe not playing any of those generic traps. And we see them summon out the Ariana here. Ariana effect will activate, letting us search for the copy of Lady. So choosing not even go for a Kuklok. Then we're going to go battle phase attack over the Lady here. And then we're going to be attacking with the Happy. And then they will be able to activate the Lady to summon herself out to reflect their life points. But they're choosing not to. Taking that 54 instead. I guess they don't want to have that Lady being banished face down by Fenrir. When you're only on 2 of them, it definitely makes sense. So you want to keep that body, especially for the big welcome for the next turn, which would be very nice. We also don't really think that our opponent's going to commit to anything else here to the 5th summon, but they are thinking. It does take them down to 50. They took 54 here, which is quite good. Then we see a lady summon herself out, and we're just choosing not to play into that Nib here, which is very nice for us. Just pass turn on this. Having Fenrir and a bunch of bodies on the field. We ain't trying to lose to a Nib token. We're going to see the lady summon herself out. We do have the big welcome set. Then, attack into the Fenrir there. Then we're going to activate the big welcome. Chain the lady here to summon herself out. Then we see the Tears of the Underroot being a card they could put in. Or an Ice Dragon's Prison as well. If you do think that we can get rid of the whole entire board here, or just another copy of one of the Horus monsters, or even if we have a Volcanic in the graveyard already, Ice Dragon's Prison becomes very nice in that scenario. We are thinking here. Deep in thought. We do know that the cards keep coming back off of the King Sarcophagus. It might be worth it putting the Tears on the root, putting a garbage card face down. We did draw into a Crow here, so I suppose they can, crow out one of those Horus monsters. Crow is being actually pretty good versus the deck. Then we see them summon with the Lovely, bouncing it back, and I believe they set the Tears of the Underroot there. And then Welcome will be able to put itself to the field because a card was bounced. And then we're going to be activating the effect of the Lovely, destroying one of the cards on the field there. And we get rid of the copy of Fenrir, which is quite nice. And then they can, destroy the copy of Happy with the Lovely there, attacking into it. And I don't think they can't be destroyed by battle because of King Sarcophagus, which is quite nice there. And we see the lovely die. Kind of funny. People need to like learn to read the King Sarcophagus. Like that card's ain't crazy. Especially when we get a new one that's a field spell there. We're summon with the lovely. And we're summoning with the lady here. And then we're going to normal summon with the Ariana, letting us search for a Kuklok or a Starvey. Going for a big welcome instead. We just want all those traps. I suppose you don't really need your furnitures when you do have the ability to go for those traps. We haven't touched the extra deck yet, so we cannot go for the Typhon. Neither player have touched their extra deck, which is very funny in a matchup like this. Lab doesn't go into it very often, but Horus can definitely go into it. We could have gone into it going for the zombie vampire, but we just chose not to. There was no really necessary need for it. Then we see another set and just passing turn on that. We shall see a Volcanic be normal summoned. We see a Imperm being flipped on it. Then we see the lady going to be chained. Setting the Terrors of the Underroot here at this point. Having a card that is quite good against this. So now we have both access. We did put that Imperm. And now we have the Terrors. I suppose the Terrors is a little bit better on our turn because then you can get rid of a card that you absolutely need to. Rather than seeing what our opponent gets rid of here. Then we're going to see the Blaze thing, whatever it's called. Discarding a copy of the Salamander, which can banish itself. They do have the DD Crow for that, so they're going to be DD Crowing it before it gets a chance to activate, I believe. We do see the last copy of King Sarcophagus in the hand. So chances are we're not going to be doing very much with these Horus cards. And Lab's going to end up having too much to combat here. We're going to attempt to go battle phase. And we have big welcome as well as welcome on the field here. I don't know what that last card in the far left or the far bottom corner for us is. We haven't seen that trap at all. And they're not even looking at even caring to flip it face up. The nib is absolutely useless. We're not going to be playing to nib for sure. We've already dedicated that. We have welcome, big welcome, and we can't activate the Terrors. Looks like they're thinking here. Lab is deep in thought. They're going to let it die. The Ariana, not being an important piece here. And they're going to be attacking with the copy of Imsteady into the lovely here. We're going to chain a big welcome. Summoning out. And they're going to take a second to finally read King Sarcophagus once again. Reading that these cards cannot be destroyed by battle. They definitely have to go for the lady, then bounce back the lady. And then Imsteady is going to be attacking once again into it. Making them take 100 life points here. And then attack with the copy of Happy. Then main phase 2, we're going to be seeing them finally overlay here for a Felgrand. Detaching for the Felgrand, being able to essentially just make it so that we detach an Imsteady to be able to bring it back. We're making that volcanic card not be affected by anything, which is fine, I suppose. Then we see... No, we didn't go to the extra deck, so we can't go for a Typhon here. What? 2 monsters haven't been summoned from the extra deck. There's no way we let this go through. What? How are we letting this go? We just picked up the card to read it. And then we read the card and we don't realize this? What? Then we see a Welcome Labrynth. I'm not missing anything, right? Both players just picked up this card and read it. There's no way. It's also not the biggest monster on the field. It has to be like the most attack monster on the field there. I mean, which I guess instead he was at the time because it was, the 3000. And yeah, it's fine. We're seeing the Ariana, or we're seeing Starvey Torvey discarding the Nib, the set here. The Welcome Labrynth. I can't believe no one got this. And I see a pass turn on this. Is the Felgrand just there for like a negate essentially? Trying to stop a copy and like always getting themselves to summon back out? I just don't know how we both let that Typhon resolve. Like, we really just went, yeah, okay. And we have a Tears on the Unroot as well here. We're going to see them target the Dynamut and try to put a shell back on the field. We shall see the Welcome being set. The Starvey Torvey summon himself out. As well as the Ariana to draw a card. But we're going to be negating that essentially with the Felgrand. Then we see Lovely summon himself out. And they cannot activate the effect of the Lady because of the Typhon. You can't activate the effects of monsters with 3000 attack. I can't believe we let that go through. Like, we both picked up the copy of Typhon to read it. Unless I'm missing anything there. There is a potential that I could be missing something, but I haven't seen anyone really touch their extra deck other than that Felgrand being summoned. We're going to be seeing them go for a copy of Muckraker here. Muckraker can summon back out the Lovely by discarding the copy of Ice Dragon Prison in her hand. They were going to activate the effect of Big Welcome to bounce back the Typhon. And then also destroy the copy of King Sarcophagus here with the Lovely there. Lovely's going to be able to set the, I could keep reading the name on the route here. Then we're going to see the Lady summon herself out. Then we're going to activate the Welcome, chain the Lady here. Then we're going to be summoning out the copy of Starvey Torvey, going into a Chaos Angel, and then now we can activate the Chaos Angel effect, banishing the copy of Felgrand. They ask for the defense on Shell. They're going to attack the Shell here. Lovely is going to be attacking. And then we're going to attack for 35. It does not look too good for us here. And we're just going to scoop it up, letting us go into game 3 there. I'm still surprised at that Typhon being summoned. We both read the card. Like, what were they thinking? Like, we saw them pick up their own extra deck, looking like, oh yeah, I can't summon this myself. The extra deck wasn't touched. And then they let their opponent summon it out. That doesn't call for it, to be honest. I don't even know. These are two good players as well, both having a bunch of like at least going to YCS is doing pretty well. The one on the right here, Josh, he ends up playing DB all the time. There is in the top 10 sometimes of DB rated. and to not know what Typhon does. I mean, everyone makes mistakes, but just kind of funny. You know, top 10 of DB rated is not a feat to not be like that's. It's crazy. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been in the top 100 of a DB, but that's wild. So we're going to be seeing Volcanic choosing to go first here by normal summoning once again. Going to be able to activate the effects there, searching us for the Blaze Accelerator once again. And we see them get hit with a Droll and Lockbird. Is that going to be impactful enough to end the turn? We're then going to activate the effect, discarding another copy of it. And then it's just going to be burning our opponent for game. They're going to be game gets called here, and they do just admit defeat. Going to be able to inflict that burn damage. I guess we were stalling for the Volcanic, having them struggle to beat over all that just for a time to be called, and we end up losing. That's kind of unfortunate, but regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I want to see some more content like this. Don't forget to stay safe. Peace.